Hello there, folks. I want to, before I do this next piece, I want to dedicate this to my dear friends Jack and Joy Harriman. And I also want to give him a plug. He wouldn't ask me to do this, but he is the man who's responsible for Mac Rabannock, also known as Dr. John the Night Tripper, having solo recordings of his piano. His crazy, beautiful New Orleans style piano is Jack Harriman. How about a hand for a man who brought us that and gave us that, and you can still get it. The jazz people are still buying those recordings. So anyway, here's the song I want to dedicate to Jack and Joy. This song, I thought I had Alzheimer's. I couldn't get it off the page, and I'm going to actually take the page and put it away. Here it is. In the fall of the year, when you feel the winter near and the days aren't clear, it surely isn't good to sit by the fire and want to stoke it higher when you should be cutting more wood. From November to March, the winter winds are harsh, oh, the fields and the marsh, they're covered up with snow. When you drudge to the shed, you have to shake your head because the dad-blame pile's getting low. On wood, hardwood, firewood, dry wood, there's not a stove in the world gonna do you any good. Without wood, stove wood, you should be out cutting more wood. When the kindling is dwindling, the bottom logs get soggy, those ricks and sticks and racks and stacks, and makes you wonder where they go. And barnfuls of armfuls only last a week or so, and then you'll be hurting for wood. Well, the sassafras, it burns too fast, it starts the fire, but never lasts. And swamp oak likes to smoke, you blow it till you think you choke. But hickory is just a tree to remind you of the ecstasy of having a pile of good wood. I said wood, hardwood, firewood, dry wood, not a stove in the world gonna do you any good. Without wood, stove wood, you should be out cutting more wood. Well, the Scandia and Yodelbrands are made so far across the sea. The Fisher kind and Timberline are made here in the country. With all the rest put to the test, the one I like the best is the one my Uncle Wade, he made for me. He took an oil drum and welded some piping from the septic tank, and fore and aft he cut a draft, and then he made a damper crank from an old broom in the back room, painted it fire engine red, and said, now watch her consume your wood, hardwood, firewood, dry wood. Not a stove in the world gonna do you any good. Without wood, stove wood, you should be out cutting more wood. When the spring rolls around and I spade the muddy ground, I have often found I lay my saw away. The shed is empty, and yet you can make a bet that I'll forget to be cutting more wood. The old timers say to split a little every day and stack it away to season well, but from March to November, I rarely do remember that December will find me in a rut. Without wood, hardwood, firewood, dry wood, not a stove in the world gonna do you any good. Without wood, stove wood, you should be out cutting some. Throw it in the oil drum. What do you think your saw is for? You can always use some more wood. I'm so stupid. I sing, when I have a song I'm working on, I sing it for everybody. I sing at the gas station. I sing at the grocery store. I sing it on the telephone. I sing it to any friend I'm talking to. Anybody that's around and in earshot, they get it. Because that way, whenever I'm going to finally have it under my belt and can do it like I just did it for you, no matter what situation in, I'm comfortable. Because I've been in all situations trying to learn it. And that's the way I learn stuff. That's just me. I literally sang that song for 2 weeks, 20 times a day, without a fail. All right, here now, I'm sharing some stuff with you now. Now here comes an instrumental song called A Place in the Heart. This is how I start my days, you guys. I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, my medicine, and then I get my harp and I tune it up. And the first thing I play every day is this song. And for you structure freaks, it's an AABB structure. That meaning A is the first melody line, the second A is the repeat of the first melody line. Then you go to B, new melody line. And when you go to the new melody line, there's a second B. So A, A, B, B. Excuse me again, please. Excuse me. But my goal when I'm trying to get going in the morning to play and do the good work of the day, as John Hartford told me, do good work every day, work on your music every day. And so as I try to get ready to do my good work for the day, I play this song, and I play about 5 verses. That's 25 minutes, because it's about 5 minutes a verse. I'm not going to do that to you. But I am going to play you one verse, and you will get a sense of what it is that I'm trying to achieve. My goal when I'm working on this is to play the melody as cleanly as I can, as accurately as I can, and not worry about speed. Just play the melody. Try to inhabit the melody. So I'm going to give you, I may get crazed and do 2 verses, but probably just one. Here it is, A Place in the Heart. The resonance lasts a long time when it's in good tune. Oh, so here now, let's do this one. This is a song called When You and I Were True. And when I first heard it, it was in the thick Irish brogue of the guy that was singing it, and I couldn't understand the words, and I'm driving through a blizzard from Ann Arbor, Michigan to New York City. A normal 12-hour drive took me 17 and a half hours at 35 miles an hour through the blizzard. I drove into the show 15 minutes before showtime after a 17-hour drive and played on no tuning whatsoever. Didn't tune one note, just played. But I was crying half the ride there because I had lived a lot of the words and stories inhabited in this song. This is a song of someone singing about a love they can remember clearly, but they can never have again. When you and I were true. Okay, Brian, don't start crying before you play. God, such a basket case. Here it comes. Oh, we might as well lie down, love. Lie down and close our eyes. We might as well go walking in the country of the blind. The long grass has grown, the wild birds flown to their homes away in the blue, and there's nothing left the same. The whole world's changed since you and I were true. How can a story be ended when it didn't hardly begin? How can my glass be so empty when it's filled up to the brim? It wasn't always so. It wasn't always so, with something better to do. And it didn't always rain every single day when you and I were true. Oh, the country where we're heading, love, there ain't nothing but rock and stone. No friendly plant or animal, no angel to guide you home. Until the day you find in the country of the blind a wanderer just like you, and the singing of a bird nobody's heard since you and I were true. Oh, we might as well lie down, love. Lie down and close our eyes. We might as well go walking in the country of the blind. The long grass is grown, the wild birds flown to their homes away in the blue, and there's nothing left the same. The whole world's changed since you and I were true. Since you and I were true. Since you and I were true. Good. Well, my friend Tom Dundee wrote a song. I like this song. Let's see if we can do this. You get to do a little callback singing to me on this one. This one is called Nothing Like Working on Your Good Old Car. Oh, there's nothing like working on your good old car to save yourself a little bit of dough. You start out not knowing a lot, but you got the whole day, don't you know? It's a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. Put the baseball on the radio. There's nothing like working on your good old car to save yourself a little dough. Oh, nothing like working on your good old car to save yourself a little bit of dough. Oh, what seemed to be the matter with the stubborn old nut certainly is on there good. You just give a little whoops, crack the sucker off just like you scared you would. Oh, but don't get mad, it's just a little thing, you can deal with it later. Let's go. There's nothing like good old, save yourself a little bit of dough. Whoa. Nothing like working on a good old car to save yourself a little bit of dough. Here come the neighbors with a bunch of stupid questions, full of even dumber advice. Just about the time you get a beat on the bugger, you get a dose of rust in your eye. And it's hard to take the pain as you try to bend your hand away. The Lord didn't mean it to go. There's nothing like good old to save yourself. Whoa, nothing like just enough room to jam your full head, laying half into the street, praying there ain't some spacey motherfucker coming driving across your feet. You get the bad claustrophobia with all that over you, hoping that the jack don't go. There's nothing like good old Save yourself a little bit of dough. Now, nothing like work. Good old car. Save yourself a little bit of dough. Now you finally got it apart. Now it's getting dark. Are you ready for your next surprise? The parts you're going to get, it doesn't quite fit because they don't still make that size. But the shop will come and get it. If you give fair warning, it'll take another 50 for the toe. There's nothing like good old. Save yourself. Whoa, nothing like to save yourself a little bit of dough. Well, I lost Dundee. He died in Easter a few years ago in a motorcycle wreck. And, you know, in the hospital they call the motorcycles organ donors. Did you know that? I thought that was pretty dark. He wrote another one I like. And, you know, after he died, I couldn't do it. It's been 10, 15 years. I've lost track. I'm amorphous about time. But I did lose track of that. And the one thing I didn't lose track of was that I loved him so much that I couldn't sing his stuff after he died. I just couldn't do it. And people kept asking for this song again and again and again, and I kept not having it. And finally, the other day, I tried it, and I thought, hell, I can still do that. I just got to look at the words and make sure I don't blow it because I haven't memorized it for a while. This is one of the best things I think he or anybody else ever wrote. This is The Dog. Well, the whole thing started because it looked like fun. When other people had a dog, I'm going to get me one, I said. Have a little friend around the place. So I went to the pet store down the street, and lying in the middle of a canine heap was a sleepy little puppy with a quiet sort of a face. Well, the next few weeks were certainly strange between the barking and the thinking up of names. Old Blue he wasn't, and Spot didn't really apply. So I settled for Harry just because that's how he is and that's how he was. And that's how the house gets more and more as days go by. For a time I was careful where I sat. The rug got funky and he chewed up my hat. Still happens once in a while when he gets mad. But it's been pretty even after all. I taught him what I know about playing ball, and he helped me get rid of a lot of stuff I used to have. Now, sometimes friends drop by for a couple of beers, and we all sit around and take turns rubbing his ears and calling him. It's been that way ever since he was a pup. And he sleeps on the bed, and when I turn over, he turns over, and then I turn over. Then he turns over, then I turn over, and we get up. Now, as my life keeps moving through the different conditions, the big changes come with the slightest decisions. You're in for surprise when you think you got it figured, I've found. 'Cause whoever thought I'd ever dote on a pet? But looking back now, I always forget how I filled the time before my dog was around. Now, let's see here. I want to do, that's that. Let's see, oh yeah, I know what I want to do. This is the first recording I ever made, The View from Home, which is not on the table over there. It's one of the ones I'm out of. And the Seldom Seen, the great bluegrass group, the Seldom Seen. Look at the wind outside. Turn around and look at the wind on that tree, man. It's getting pretty good. Nice out there. So here's the tune from the very first recording I ever made, The View from Home. Come on now, Mr. Strap, behave. Get on there. You ain't getting out of work. What the heck you think it is here? Black crow sitting on a red roof, house on the hill. Old yellow truck in the driveway, got some miles on her still. Out front, the pavement's buckled where the roots have taken hold. And south lies the mountain, a glory to behold. Down on the lake, countless boats are sailing. Up on the shoreline, a single figure runs. But all the natives know when the mountain lifts her skirts, the view from home will flat out melt your mind. North lies Alaska, our last true frontier. West lies the ocean, and Olympic so near. Back east lies madness, say what you will. Say I'm a maniac, singing on the hill. And out on the road we tell all the turkeys, yes, it's always raining and the sun never shines. But all the natives know when the mountain lifts her skirts, the view from home will flat out melt your mind. Black crow sitting on a red roof, house on the hill. Oh, yellow truck in the driveway, got some miles on her still. Out front, the pavement's buckled where the roots have taken hold. And south lies the mountain, a glory to behold. To the south lies the mountain, a glory to behold. And then this is the song that John Denver recorded. I wrote it in about a half an hour down under the bridge going into Georgetown. And came up to the house where Bill and Taffy Danoff, who had written John Denver's biggest hit, The Country Roads, they were big fans of mine. They loved me, and they got me to open for Emmylou Harris at the Child Herald and one thing and another. And so I came up and I said, and they were letting me park my truck in their driveway and eat out of their refrigerator and smoke their dope and drink their whiskey and share songs and share stories and lies. It was just a thick, full bore routine. We loved each other dearly. So I came up to the house and said, hey, I just wrote a new song. Can I sing it for you? They said, sure. So I closed my eyes and I sang it for them. I didn't want to look for fear I'd get a frown or a smile or whatever. I just wanted to, I just memorized it. So I sang it for them. I finished and I looked up and they're both laughing behind their hands. And I said, well, I didn't know if it was a good or a bad song, but I didn't think it was a funny song. And then they both jumped in. Oh, no, it's a good song, Brian. It's a real nice song. It's a real good song. And then you could hear the butt hanging in the air. And neither one of them said it, but the butt was hanging in the air. And then I looked over, and Billy's looking at Taffy, and he looks at her, and he goes, she goes, you tell him. You know, neither one of them wanted to tell me. finally Billy told me, he says, Bryan, here's the deal. There's one thing you got to change. I said, what's that? He says, you got to take that burning loins line out. I had the burning loins I'd written into the song on this girl that I was hot for, you know. So he posed me three-syllable options that I could replace the burning loins with. And I picked the least offensive of the three, pulled out the burning loins, and put in the inoffensive three-syllable replacement. And that's the way it is done today. I'd have to go back and take the words and lay them out on a table before I could actually be together enough to tell you exactly where the burning loins were. But I just thought it was a funny thing, you know. You got to take the burning loins, and neither one of them wanted to tell me. So, and the funny part is, it was at the folk festival at Wolf Trap, and Taj Mahal and I were standing there side by side watching this woman play the dulcimer with no bra on and swaying, and just beautiful dulcimer music and swaying, and we were like, and I looked at him, he looked at me, he laughed, I laughed, we just said, oh boy, you know. The Berkeley Woman. I saw a Berkeley woman swaying in a rocking chair, dulcimer in her lap and a feather in her hair. Her breast swayed freely with the rhythm of the rocking chair. She was a singing and a strumming and a swaying, and her cheeks were red, I declare. Hard to believe what my eyes showed me then. The colors in her cheeks were just her natural skin. She wore no makeup to make her look that way. She was a natural mama with the red cheeks. What more can I say? Well, I finally realized there was hunger in my stare, and in my mind I was swaying with the woman in the rocking chair. But the lady I was living with was standing right by my side. She saw me staring and she saw my hunger, and Lord, it made her cry. Then with anger on her face and hurt in her eyes, she scratched me and she clawed me, screamed and she cried. You don't give near all the loving that you should, yet you're ready to go and lay with her. You're just no damn good. Well, I guess she's probably right. I guess I'm probably wrong. Guess she's not too far away. Hadn't been gone very long. I guess we could get together and try one more time. But I'm sure wanderlust to come again, we'd only wind up crying. So now you've heard this story, plain as the light of day. Hard to feel guilty for loving the ladies, that's all I got to say. Except that woman is the sweetest fruit God ever put on the vine. Still there's no more love, just one kind of woman that drink only one kind of wine. Thank you. Oh, man. Okay, now, In the dark days of COVID, everybody was scared, everybody was terrified, couldn't go out, scared to work, no work. Everything was just a mess. And I was writing dark, 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 one after another, dark, dark. And then out of the blue one day, totally unexpected, came this little thing. The best news yet. Out here on the family farm, it's tough to beat food, friends, and fire. Out here on the family farm, it's tough to beat food, friends, and fire. Heaven and rain on a tin roof, with your sweetheart snuggled up close. And everyone is a pitching in as your child butters up the toast. Old wood stove fire is a crackling, there's pork chops frying in the pan. Baby takes his very first steps and then falls down upon its hands. I don't know how many more years like this that we're likely to get. Just for now, though, we're all alright, and to me that's just the best news yet. Fireplace dog barks a greeting while Grandpa scratches his head. He still remembers his whole life and the very day he got wed. Now mere words only go so far, but I swear to you I'm no liar. Out here on the family farm, it's tough to beat food, friends, and fire. I don't know how many more years like this that we're likely to get. Just for now, though, we're all alright, and to me that's just the best news yet. A redhead child makes some red jello as the sound of fiddle tunes ring. When Grandpa frills the old banjo while Grandma clears her throat to sing. From the river Dad caught salmon, from the garden Mom picked fresh greens. Songs and laughter fill up the house, never been a finer sight seen. I don't know how many more years like this that we're likely to get. Just for now, though, we're all alright, and to me that's just the best news yet. Uncle Joe shot Aunt Nell's turkey. He was drunk and thought it was wild. Aunt Nell chased Joe across the barnyard, swatting him with broom like a child. Watched him run for his very life. Seemed like Joe didn't want to die. And though his gun was still loaded, Aunt Nell had fury in her eyes. I don't know how many more years like this that we're likely to get. Just for now, though, we're all alright, and to me that's just the best news yet. Heaven and rain on a tin roof, with your sweetheart snuggled up close. And everyone is a pitching in as your child butters up the toast. Well, I'm giving you some of the newer things here. That was a new one from the last time I was here. This is also new. I think this is, I don't know what to think of this. This is just a little tender thing, but I'd never written anything like it. It's called Let Me Know. Let me know when you're home safe, dear. When your sweetheart is staying, you can offer thanks by praying. Be kind and sweet, strong and true, and hope that they will say Let me know when you're home safe, dear. Let me know you're safe. When your sweetheart is leaving in celebration or grieving, clasp them close, your hands on their hips, then let this sweet line cross your lips. Let me know when you're home safe, dear. Let me know you're safe. And in your book of life, turn the page. Your affectionate turn of phrase will serve you well at any age. Line was good enough for God to use. It's good enough for the likes of you. It's good enough for you. God sings to lover Queen Teton and asks how long she plans to be gone. Her reply comes forth, and of course, God laughs and says, go without fear, and let me know when you're home safe, dear. Let me know you're safe. And when your sweetheart is coming home, with no more asphalt seas to roam, speak your heart, get it off your chest. You wish to hell that never left. Let me know when you're home safe, dear. Let me know you're safe. Let me know when you're home safe, dear. Well, I want to try something here for you. Usually play this on the mandocello, but I can't fly the mandocello. They charge me money every flight. It's just a nightmare. And I don't play it but a few songs a set, so I leave it at home when I am flying. But this song, boy, there's no easy way to tell you this, except to tell you that 40 odd years ago down in Virginia Beach, Virginia, I was arrested for smoking a joint of marijuana. And they put me through a year of trials before I was finally sentenced to serve 1 year in this Goochland State Farm in Goochland County, Virginia. And I went in and did my time. And when I came out, a year later, I was opening a show for Taj Mahal in St. Louis, Missouri. And I'd been out for about a month already. I was exhausted. I was exhausted driving that day to the show. I got there early. I did the sound check. I met Taj. And then he said, come on, let me take you to dinner. So we went out to dinner and then came back. And I did the show. He sat in the wings and watched my whole set to see how I did. And he liked it. And then he had to come on. And, of course, I was exhausted, wanted to go to bed. But there was none of that. I had to stay and see Taj because he didn't need me to fill that big, giant 2,000-seat room up. He was doing me a courtesy, having me on the show. So I stayed and watched Taj, and we visited a few minutes afterwards. Then I went back to the motel. I get to the motel. I'm totally out of my mind, exhausted, and I want to go to sleep. And, of course, That's when the song, the prison song, started to come. So I said, hell with it. I took 3 cups of coffee, drank them down, stayed up all night, and wrote 20 verses. These are the 7 that are left. My first day in prison, I was wondering what to do, praying that all the things I'd heard weren't really true. The guard told me for my own good, I sure better cut my hair. He laughed and said, it's your ass, boy. Myself, I don't care. They gave us prison clothes and took ours from the street. When the cons started whistling, I felt like a piece of meat in a livestock show. And the world outside don't wanna know. Good time Slim, he walked right over and pulled up a seat. Squeezed my knee till I wanted to scream and said, hello, new meat. My friends had all told me, if a con comes on strong, get him talking about why he's in, 'cause no con never done wrong. Feeling like a cornered rat, looking to make my escape. I said, Slim, what are you in for? He laughed and said, rape. I thought, oh no. And the world outside don't wanna know. In jail, if you wanna stay out of trouble, you only got 2 choices. You can be a Bible thumper or the crazy who hears voices. Crazy is a good role if they don't spot your game. And even the cons lay off the ones that preach in God's name. I let on I was crazy. Everyone left me alone, but I never knew till later that my heart had turned to stone like a lava flow. And the world outside don't wanna know. The cons are playing cards when a new kid came that day. Winning hand gets him first tonight, was what I heard them say. In jail you have no ears or eyes if you want to stay alive. And it's easy to forget about fair when you're trying to survive. I heard the kid scream at night as they beat him to his knees. I wanted to go and help him, but all I did was squeeze my head in the pillow. And the world outside don't wanna know. A little black Jack was playing fair. Moose hit him from behind. Jack, old Moose, play ball, man. You're getting beat 'cause you ain't trying. Well, Moose fouled Jack once again. Jack took him to the floor. and he did not let him up until Moshe cried no more. Next day in the dining hall, there was a muffled sound as the line moved forward. Little Jack lay bleeding on the ground like a crumpled crow. And the world outside don't wanna know. Early one morning the captain came, had some news for me. Her old boy had decided they were gonna set me free. Outside I could find no work, forget my college degree. You're an ex-con, they said, nothing we can do, you see. I was just about to hang it up when I got to singing in the streets. Music saved my life, and now I'm in the driver's seat with my past in tow. And the world outside don't wanna know. And I recall the vow I made as I walked through the prison gate, to fight for reform, to fight the prison state. But I've not changed a single jail, though I swore that I would. I don't go near them, and I know that I should. And the only reason I'd kill someone is to keep from going back. And you can think of what you want to be, but you didn't see little Jack die so slow. And the truth is, none of us want to know. I've enjoyed playing for you all today. Let me do one last thing here to get us off the darkness of that. I'm sorry. There's just no way to dress it up. It's real or it's not real. And it's not real if you dress it up. Here, let's try this. This ain't the harp I do this on, but I need to sing this for myself as much as I need to sing it to close the show for you guys. Maybe I can sing it. It's lower key than I usually do it. We'll see. This has been lovely today. The sound has been impeccable in here. You guys encouraging me. Thank you. Thank you one and all. In times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, 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 let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be, let it be. When all the lonely people living in the world agree, there will be an answer. Let it be, let it be. For though we now are parted, there is still a chance that we can see. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be, 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 let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be, let it be. Cloudy, there's still a light that shines on me. Shine on until tomorrow. Let it be, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, 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 let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be, 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 let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Oh, let it be. Good night, folks.